Woohoo!
Okay. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Another yay! Welcome back, episode 11.
Oh my gosh. You're wearing the same clothes again, Em.
Oh my god, Marina, so are you.
You're an outfit repeater. Yeah.
We're recording 2 in one day.
Yeah,
Yay.
so all my stories will be the exact same. Who wants to hear about shaky knees, part 2?
Oh man. Okay, so I do have a hot take that I didn't give last week for them that I can still give. And that is, I guess it's not really a hot take, it's more of an update, but I opened my umbrella correctly.
Yay!
Yay! Oh man. Yeah, I opened it correctly. It was raining the other day and I made a very conscious decision. I was walking from my office to the car and I'm like, I guess I'll give Marina's thing a try. Hack a try. And
the normal way of
I
closing an umbrella?
shut up. And so I sat in my car, I had my umbrella sticking out the top, and then I brought the umbrella to the side and closed it, and I put it in my car, and I did not get soaking wet.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad it worked.
And I literally sat there for like 5 minutes just being like, I'm so dumb. I can't believe I did this. I am an idiot.
All of your coworkers were watching through the window. They're like, yes!
Finally,
She finally got it right!
The one coworker that listens to this podcast, I don't know if you're still listening, but he moved to Colorado, so he, I don't know, but he did manage to tell 2 of my other coworkers at least that it existed.
Oh my gosh.
So that's fun. But they don't follow me on Instagram, so hey, man. But yeah, so that was fun. But yeah. Oh, speaking of listeners, I think I cut this part out in one of the earlier episodes, but we have international listeners.
We do, yes.
And
it's very exciting.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody for listening to us and, I don't know, keeping it, because we have like 15 consistent listeners. And like, that's a big deal.
It's fun.
That's like more than 1 per episode that we've done.
Yeah, a friend of mine came up to me, like I just ran into him in the street and he's like, I listened to the podcast. I was like, no way.
Oh my god.
I was like,
Every time someone tells me, part of me is like, why did you do that? But then I'm like, why did we make it? Like, what if not for people to listen?
Because like, there's like, there are friends that you're like, oh yeah, I'm very comfortable around you. And I like, we say, like you and I, we say this weird stuff. But then like, he's a friend of mine that I'm like, if he's listening, I am still comfortable hanging out and talking with him, but like, I'm like, oh gosh, I've never had like the weird conversations with him.
Yeah.
So when he said that, I was like,
yeah, it's like when my coworker like told my other coworkers about my pot, I was like, these people don't know me like that. Like they don't know me like that. Like
what do you mean? And like I think like an architecture person or something. Somebody followed the Instagram. I was like, why are you doing that?
I know. Oh my god, but like honestly, I'm flattered. And I
reposted our post from last week about the beef cakes. And like some people saw it and I was just like, no, why are you seeing this?
I know. It's so funny because I'm like, here we are.
We're
putting this out into the world. Yeah. Public. And
but then we're like no, listen
to it.
Take it back.
Please listen to it because it's really fun to do and I really enjoy doing it. And also it's super fun to watch the numbers go up.
Though I do cringe when my like friends come up and they're like, I listen to it. I'm like,
do they? Do you? No, sorry, do they? Do you?
A little bit, because I'm just like, oh no.
I just go, oh my god, what did you think?
I do that, actually, but like on the inside, I'm like, oh gosh, what do you think of me and my opinions now?
Yes, exactly.
Weird.
Exactly.
Our first couple episodes, too, were like the weirdest ones.
They were
and, like, they've
really
gotten
weird.
A lot more normal now.
Shout out to Cockman and Silverfish, still
that
being
was still
the highest
one.
grossing
That is our
episode.
highest one, though, and I'm like, y'all.
I gotta start naming it more things.
Like, y'all are nasty.
Nasty.
You like Cockman, Silverfish.
Cockman and Silverfish.
Like, I'm not the one that made that joke to begin with.
No, was that me?
No, it was me. I made the Cockman joke, and then you became Cockman.
Yes, and then you were Silverfish.
Yeah. Because you were talking about, like, oh, Batman's Batman because of, like, bats. And you were talking about, like, how you hate cockroaches.
Yeah.
And at the end, I was like, I've been only thinking about, like, what would cockroaches, superhero be, and it's like Cockman. Not Cockroach Man, Cockman.
Love it. I love it. Oh yeah. But anyway, so I'm definitely gonna try and do like a little cartoon or animation about that eventually.
Please.
Just because like it makes me so happy just thinking about Cockman and Silverfish.
I just picture a dude, like a human-sized cockroach in a little superhero suit going, ah!
Yeah, exactly. Like, ah! And then like the little silverfish like scurrying along behind.
Yes. And blue ivy.
Oh, blue ivy, yes.
Just a pill.
And it's just like a blue ibuprofen, just like rolling around. Man, we have some fun lore, Marina.
Oh, yeah.
If this ever breaks out over 20
lore.
listeners,
Ooh.
Here we go. But yeah, so I guess this kind of goes into our topic. We might be able to go into it real fast today.
Yeah.
About socially acceptable / unacceptable things.
Yes, I actually had a story about that. I told it
please.
to you, but I'll tell it again.
Yeah, please, tell it again.
So my socially unacceptable story is I went, when I was getting food with friends, I went to sit down. I give my name is Mo when I give food because it's easier for them to write down, even though I've gotten Flo, Lo, Mal, everything but Mo.
Mm-hmm.
But I use it because it's easier, and I do actually respond to it. Some people do call me it every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting down, I was sitting a little further away and talking with my friends, and I didn't hear them call my name Mo. And the socially unacceptable thing that happened is that some people decided, like, a group of people started calling out, like, Mo, Mo, to try and get me, like, try and find whose food it was. Mine. And some people thought it was funny to, instead of say Mo, go, Ho! Ho! And I was like, no. I didn't hear it, but, like, one of the people I was with, they were like, yeah, they called you Ho a couple of times. And I was like,
That's rude.
That's rude.
That is rude. That's not
My name is
funny.
Mo. It's not funny.
My name is Mo. My son is
Mo. My number is Mo.
You need to let it go. It is
not
Ho.
But yes, it is never socially acceptable to call somebody a hoe.
Yeah.
Any, like, derogatory term. It's not acceptable. Leave it behind. You can go fuck yourself. I said that. They, like, these friends I told me, and I, like, very seriously was like, I have some choice words for them.
Ooh.
And I was like, they can go fuck themselves. I'll go eat their food.
Yeah.
I was so pissed. And I think everybody was just
myself around to eat their food.
I think everybody was kind of like, okay, this food's really tasty. Let's move on from this. And I was like, no, they called me a hoe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've never been a big fan, especially because it's so, like, derogatory towards women specifically. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah. I don't really have much to add.
It rubs me the wrong way. I was just like, okay, really? That and, like, a lot of people would, to get around me at the festival would, like, touch me.
Ew!
I didn't like it. And, there's the one time that...
Don't touch people.
There's the one time somebody did it to, like, pull me out of the way of something.
Yeah.
Which was great.
We mentioned that in the last one,
thankful. But, like, there's a couple times that people would come and, like, literally put their, like, arm around me or touch me. And I was like, there's enough space. You can also, like, I would rather you bump into me than come up and, like, literally grab and touch me.
That's a very good point. That should not be socially acceptable.
It should not be. It was to the point, which I'm sure it's not socially acceptable, but I think it is. If somebody did it again, because it only happened, like, 2 or 3 times. Mm-hmm. But it's like, the next person that does that is getting a swift elbow to the gut.
Yeah.
And I think that's socially acceptable. If somebody is touching you to move around you, which does not ever need to happen, feel free to elbow them, to punch them in the gut. Yeah. No stranger should be touching you.
Yeah, I remember.
This is my second hot tip of today.
Yeah.
The first one was don't work for free. The second one is elbow people who touch you.
Well, the work for free one was in the last episode.
Yeah. Week apart. 30 minutes apart from us.
Yeah, 30 minutes apart from us. But we're time travelers, Marina. Mm-hmm. That is one of my biggest pet peeves, because I don't want to make generalizations, but usually the people who, like, put their arm around your lower back or, like, touch your lower back as they pass you are men. And they usually do it to women. I've never seen another man touch another man's lower back to, like, walk past him.
I believe both of the people that did it to me were men.
Yeah, and I remember one time I was at an Aerosmith concert in high school. I was a sophomore in high school.
So
I was
15 or
16. And this guy, like you said, plenty of space. We were in, like, a convention center area, so you know how they have those, like, really big walkways like stadiums do.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a stadium, my bad, not a convention center. But there was plenty of room, but this guy was, like, just, I felt all of a sudden, like, this hand on my lower back.
Oh.
And I was wearing, like, a crop top, and it just kind of, like, slid along my bare lower back. And then there was just, like, this 40-year-old man walking away, like, next to me, and I was like, what the fuck? So that was my first experience. I remember vividly that was my first experience with that ever happening. And it's happened to me at clubs, at frat parties, it's happened to me at bars, it's happened to me literally everywhere. I remember one time, oh my god, this was like one of the most blatant times besides that one. I was at, I don't think it's open. Well, I hope they reopen, but there's the one club at Purdue is called Neon Cactus.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was there. It was like right before Christmas break or Thanksgiving break or something, my junior year. And I was there with my friends, and we were in like a big group of like 11 or so. And my partner at the time was there with me. And I went over to like one of the bars to get a drink, and there weren't a lot of people here because it was like the weekend of or before Thanksgiving break. So like no one was here.
Right.
And so there was like maybe like 3 people at the bar, and it was a long bar. Like at this club, the bar is like 20 feet long.
Yeah.
So it's a big bar. And so I am like sitting there waiting. I'm drunk, I'm looking around. I'm looking cute, I know I look cute. And so I'm like looking around, I'm bored, I'm like looking, and then I accidentally make eye contact with this guy who's like walking up behind me with his buddy. And I make eye contact with him, and I just kind of look away because, it just happens sometimes. You make eye contact with strangers. But I don't know if he took it as a sign or whatever, but he came up and stood right next to me. He stood right next to me, and I just remember making a conscious decision, like, because I could see out of my peripheral he was looking at me, and I was like, don't look at me. And I was like, just don't look at him, man. Don't look at him. Like, I was drunk, but I was just like, I would just stare at the bartender. Just stare at the bartender. Just stare at him. And so I did. I was just staring at the bartender, waiting for him to come and take my order. Eventually, this guy clues in. And he's, like, not this far apart. He was, like, right here.
Oh, no.
Like, it was, like...
Inches.
Inches. Not like a foot. It was like inches. Like...
4 inches.
Yeah. Like, elbows could have touched if he slid it a little closer. Mm-hmm. And so he gets the message at some point, and he, like, goes to walk away. But he walks right behind me, and I feel his thumb drag across my ass. Yeah. Like, I feel him just... like, kind of like just like the weakest, like, little caress.
That's disgusting.
And I remember, I remember, like, putting my elbow on the bar, like, looking after him. And I turn, to my partner, who was there with me, and I was just like, that guy just touched my ass. And obviously, my partner was not having it. She wanted to go, like, beat him up. But, like... I was, oh my god, that made my blood boil. And, like, I wasn't in, like, a confrontational mood. I just wanted to, like, hang out with my friends and, like, play pool or whatever we were going to do at this club. And so I wasn't going to do anything, but, like, I came back and I was like, yeah, that guy totally just, like, dragged his finger across my ass.
That's disgusting.
It was actually vile. Like, I guess you can make excuses for, like, trying to, like, let someone know that you're behind them by, like, touching them on the shoulder, or, like, hey, I'm gonna walk around you. Like, I guess guys think it's appropriate to put their hands on women's lower backs. How about a shoulder? A shoulder's fine, okay?
I'm a little okay with, like, this.
Yeah, or just, like, use the back of the hand. Use the back of the hand.
What the guy did, though, wasn't this. It was a full wrap around.
Yeah, no, don't do a wrap around.
Like, it was my left shoulder that was out that people were trying to like pass by, and this guy touched my right shoulder, which he did not need to do.
My go-to
did the
oh yeah, he grabs you and, like, turns you with him, and I'm like, excuse me.
Didn't turn me, just grabbed me and, like,
slid on by,
and gross. I was like, what are you doing?
Fucking gross. Don't do that. Anyone, don't do it. I don't care, man, woman, non-binary, don't do that.
It's gross. Hot, but it does not mean...
No.
My clothes do not consent to me being touched.
Excuse me. I could be walking around butt-ass naked outside. That does not give you an excuse to touch me.
Yeah.
And so...
Oh my gosh. It also bugs me. I'm so sorry.
No, please.
When I'm, like, running or when I'm in exercise clothes, I do wear a lot of crop tops. Mm. And, like, I have, like, a particular outfit that I wear that gets me a decent amount of catcalls.
Ew.
And this is a workout outfit, too. Ugh. And it varies between what type of workout I'm doing. If I'm rock climbing, it's, like, a pair of leggings with this, like, pink crop top t-shirt. So it basically is just this, a little shorter and pink.
Yeah.
Or I'll wear it with gym shorts if I'm running.
Yeah.
And just this week, some guy was, like, I was trying to, like, shoulder past him. Like, not touching him. But it's just...
Like, on the sidewalk?
Yeah, sidewalk narrowed. I was passing him. I was walking pretty quickly at this point. And he's like... hey, and I just, like, I was like, I don't like when random strangers say hey to me. I'm like, I don't know you.
It's scary.
It's weird. So I just kind of turned and was like, and gave him, like, a smile, and he's like, you're beautiful.
Ew!
continue on.
Bye.
Goodbye. And I, like, on that run, I noticed quite a few guys, like, looking at me. And I was
Yeah.
like, you're not slick, you're not obvious.
Well, I mean, I'm not slick either. If someone's hot, they're hot.
It was very, like, it
Leery.
was like,
It's like creepy.
I was running this way, you running this way, and you're me. They'd be, like, running, and
Oh.
full on, like,
it's just like the
look.
stop and look.
It
You
wasn't even-
stun
it
them
wasn't
in
even
their
it
path,
wasn't even
Marina.
stopping. It was just like watching me and like you jog and be like, ah.
Yeah. You see, I don't have a problem with people appreciating beauty. It's when they cross the line and invade your space.
I'm not
either by saying you're beautiful, as in that, I don't know, you're entitled after you say that to have a conversation.
Yeah,
or to get your number.
the stare is not as bad. I do have the like, is there something on my face or is it because I'm hot?
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit like, what's actually happening?
I never look hot when I run, so I don't have this issue.
I wear as cute of clothing as I can.
The
cuter the clothes is how more often I get stares.
Yeah, I could wear the cutest outfit. I could probably run naked, and I still wouldn't get catcalled because I look like a freaking monster when I run. Like, I do. I look terrifying because my face gets all red. I get very sweaty. Oh, yeah. I have, like, the... I'm, like, breathing out of my mouth like a freaking gorilla. And, like, you know, I have, like, little baby cheeks. Little chubby baby cheeks. And so they just, like, bounce up and down.
Aww.
And, like... yeah, but like it's not hot, you know what I'm saying? like you can see every step just sends a ripple up my body, and it's just like it's muscle, but it's still like a ripple, you know. And so it's just I look more like a girl who fights bear in the woods kind of
I'm
runner.
like running in my pink little crop top.
Rena's like a beautiful little deer. She's like a beautiful little deer, and then there's the freaking rhinoceros M just like running through.
I was wearing the pink crop top on the metro once to go rock climbing, and this guy, like, in a cowboy hat, he's also very much so on something. It was very obvious.
Not the cowboy hat.
The cowboy hat. It was, like, white and rhinestone. It was weird.
Whoa!
It was a weird cowboy hat.
He was glammed up!
It was not glam. It was, like, the trashiest, like...
He was, like, ready for Vegas with that cowboy hat.
It was a bad cowboy hat, but he, like... started kind of looking at me from across the way, and he's like, do you want to sit here? And I'm like, no.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he's like, do you want to sit here? The spot's open here, you can have it. I'm like, no. And then, like, finally my stop came, but he's like, he just kind of kept, like, leering, and he's like,
I hate that. Leering is never okay. Going back to the...
Like I said, he's on something, so he actually was like, you want to sit here,
Ew.
baby girl? And I don't think he said baby girl, I think he said, like, baby.
But that was the vibe.
Like, it was something, he said something like baby or something. I was like,
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
To quote, is it David from Schitt's Creek? I was like, E-class. Which is my new favorite. I saw that recently, and it's just these, E-class. And I'm like, oh, I love that.
I love it. But yeah, going back to the whole...
Next time a guy's like, hey, beautiful, I'll just be like,
E-class. Going back to the whole, like, touching people to move them out of the way.
Yes. These are all socially unacceptable things.
Yeah, I mean...
We are on topic.
I will say, though, it is socially acceptable that if you need to move someone out of the way and you want to let them know you're coming, use the back of your hand. That is non-threatening. It's like, hey, like, you know, you, like, push against them. Like, you move through the crowd like this. Like, palms in, back of the hand, back of the hand, back of the hand.
Like I said, I'm more okay with getting shoved than getting touched.
Shove me out.
Like I said, I got shoved at the concert, and I was like, this sucks, but at least you're not touching me.
Yeah. But if you want to be nice and cordial instead of shoving or instead of touching, you can use the back of your hand and just kind of ease people out of the way.
Isn't it just shitty that, like, the two options for women are you either get shoved or you get inappropriately touched?
Caressed.
Yes. There's no in between. We either are overlooked or we're looked at as a sexual object.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I mean, I guess guys just get shoved out of the way all the time. But frankly, I'd rather be shoved out of the way all the time than caressed.
Yeah, somebody
by a stranger.
like shoved a friend of mine, and they're just like, "Man, you're in the way," and I'm like, "Nobody does that for me. They just shove me."
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Come on."
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna get really mad.
Me.
Yeah. Equal rights and lefts. Equal rights and lefts.
I don't care if you're gonna get angry.
Shove me.
Just
do
shove
it.
me. I'd rather
God, if
that.
you're gonna be an asshole, just be an asshole instead of a creepy asshole.
I'm much rather. Just shove me.
Shove
I don't care.
Shove me. I can handle it. I can handle it.
To be fair, when I was shoved, I was like, I'm so sorry. And they're like, everybody was just like, like the girl that pulled me out of the way. She's
but it's like somehow less violating to be shoved.
oh yeah, it's somehow less violating.
Somehow
to
less
get, like,
violating to be violently shoved.
Yeah, literally, like the girl that pulled me out of the way. I was like, "Thank you so much. I'm so sorry." And she's like, "You were getting shoved by random men and stepped on, and nobody was helping you." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And I like bumped into her another time on accident, and she's just like, "It's fine." She's like, "You're good."
Hit her with the backhand.
She was just like, "Stop apologizing. You're fine. It's not your fault. We're in a mosh pit."
Exactly. Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, you're right.
If you're in a mosh pit, like it is, I would be expecting you to be shoved.
Wasn't even full mosh pit. It was just people being jerks.
Oh, okay. Well.
Like for the most part, just stood in place. So I was like, this is on you. Okay,
right.
sorry, I'm talking so much about this concert.
Freaking do it, man.
I had a lot of hot takes of things. I have one.
Do it again.
That is I think this was. I don't know if you'll be on my side on this, but it is also an equal opportunity for men and women.
Okay.
And anybody in between.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that women have to wear bras and have to like deal with like everything, keeping our chests together, and men can walk around without a shirt on? They don't have to deal with anything. I understand like the preference of like I like a bra, I want to have it on, but why is it that men's nipples get a pass and women have to be confined to uncomfortable clothing for the rest of their life?
Hashtag free the nipple.
Hashtag free the nip.
Yeah, I personally, I don't like just having my boobs hanging out.
I don't either, but I still want
I like having them be secured.
I do.
And
like
I don't even have big boobs.
I like the security as well. That being said, I want equal opportunity for everybody.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be able to change my shirt in public. Because, like, even, like, because I've seen guys in, like, the middle of, like, a freaking, like, store, like, just swap their shirts to try something on. But if I did that, even with a bra, I would get looks.
Exactly.
And
why is it okay for men, but public, indecent exposure in public?
I think the reason being is because women's bodies are more objectively, objectified and sexualized than men's
which is
bodies.
just going back to the last.
Which is going. Yeah. It's circular.
Women get sexualized, and then we don't get to do anything.
Yeah, so it's like it's because they see you as a sexual object. You can't take your shirt off.
Yes.
Like it's like it's
yes.
What would they think? Like you're gonna make the shoulders of the youths in the high school are too much for the. God, I just That pisses me off so much.
Like I said, I'm here for bras, but at the same time, like you know what, I want equal opportunity.
Yeah, I would.
Europe has it right.
Yeah,
they don't care.
Do they?
A lot of beaches.
Beaches.
Women don't have to. I don't think just out and about, but like even at beaches, I'm like I
like. You see, the thing is that I would feel comfortable doing that if I didn't feel like I was gonna get stared at.
In Europe, they don't.
In Europe, they don't.
It's normal.
It's so normal.
It's so normalized.
Okay.
Like I remember as a kid going, and some woman just took off her bra and or her bathing suit top, and as a kid, and also not being from Europe, I was like, her titties are out.
Her boobies.
It's like what's happening?
Oh,
and
no.
my parents were like, "This is normal. Stop staring." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah.
I
wish it was normal to just like a body is a body and like
Yeah.
especially like with all the bullshit that like breastfeeding mothers go through too.
Exactly.
Like they're feeding their child. Like
it's
give them
not
that like
a
that
sexual
should,
thing. That is
no,
a very human thing.
Boobs are not genitalia. They're not.
Yes,
they're not sex organs. They are they are like for the baby. That is the only thing that boobs are there for. They're just sometimes fun to play with, but you know, we don't need to go there. But
is a tits lady.
Oh man.
Ass or tits. Personality.
But I saw this really funny TikTok the other day. I don't know if I sent it to you, but I definitely sent it to Chris. Or Chris sent it to me, I can't remember. But it was like this one guy and he has like all these different colored lightsabers. And so like the first one is like ass guys, and like, he like lights up the lightsaber, and like so it goes as ass guys, and then tit guys, and then face guys, and personality guys, and then feet, and then all of a sudden like the red lightsaber comes out, and like everyone looks, and it's just like feet guys.
Yeah,
I've
seen one when like the red lightsaber is something completely different. And I don't remember what it was, but I have seen it, and it's so funny.
It was so funny.
So
I think thigh guys was one of them.
Thigh guys was
which
one
is
of
also
them,
a
yeah.
thing. Well, I have a friend who's a hardcore thigh guy.
Oh.
And
I do find it a little weird.
He can't describe what a perfect thigh is, and I'm like,
I do find it a little weird when guys on like their Bumble profile are like, "I'm a thigh guy. I love them thunder thighs." And I'm like, why?
I think it's funny. It's like kind of a meme. It's kind of a meme.
I don't think the guys on Bumble mean it as a meme. I think they mean it legitimately.
I would take
like
it as
there
a
was
meme.
one guy that was like, thunder thighs are my weakness, and then like mention it again. I was like, this isn't a joke. You're really into thighs.
He's into it. He's into the thunder thighs.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Like, okay.
I got some.
Good for you. I mean, I'm
thighs.
glad y'all are out here admitting
Thick
what you're
thighs
into.
save lives.
Yeah. I think we should be more, we joke about the personality.
Yeah.
But like, everybody's got
preferences
a
are
thing.
preferences, man. I am fully socially acceptable. I think it should be socially acceptable to have your preference and to be open about your preference, and you know, so long as you don't put people down for not meeting that preference.
Oh yeah.
That is my only thing. Because like, there's like that whole debate over like, there's like, I'm gonna say this word, and I have a lot of opinions about this word, but I'm just gonna say it. The fat phobia that some people talk about when someone isn't attracted to somebody who is heavier. I think that a preference is a preference, and some people aren't into skinny people, some people aren't into fat people, and that is okay. As long as you don't put down the person for not meeting your standards, I think it's okay. That is my hot take.
As long as you're nice about it.
Yeah, I think it's socially acceptable to just be like, oh, I'm not attracted to you. Like, I think it's socially acceptable to tell someone that if they are trying to initiate a relationship with you, for you to tell them, no, I'm not attracted to you. I think that should be socially acceptable. Not just randomly telling a stranger that you're not attracted to them just to tear them down. That's different.
No,
that's different, and that's mean.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's just
okay.
mean and being an asshole. But like, if someone's like trying to court you and you're like, I'm just not attracted to you, I think that should be okay to say.
I think so.
I think that should be okay to say.
It sucks, but for the
but,
person
like,
that's like, I do like you. It does.
No,
suck,
it sucks for the person that says that, but yeah.
But yeah, I think I'd rather somebody
be
say
honest,
like,
yeah.
no, I'm so sorry. I'm not into you like that.
I'm just not into you like that. And you know,
Here to
it
be
might be
friends.
because of X, it might be because of Y, but it's not personal.
As long as you aren't mean about it.
Yeah,
and like
don't
you
be insulting.
Yeah.
Like, I just think that's my hot take. So like when I get really angry when I see people on TikTok being like, all these people like saying that they don't find this person attractive are like this phobic or this phobic, and I'm like, people can just say their preferences, because there are also plenty of videos who are like, people who don't like this suck, and it's like, excuse you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, that's not fair. That's a double standard. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and there's like the whole thing with like the dating profiles and filtering people out via heights and weights, and this. Yeah. You can have your preference, just don't be an asshole about it.
Yeah.
Don't be an asshole about it.
So. I think that's a very agreeable thing.
That should be socially acceptable to say. And I have a kind of a tangential thing to go off of it.
I've been going off, so you go off.
It's all right. So I think that we should normalize saying that you think something is weird and being uncomfortable about something that someone else is into. I'm going to use the example of furries.
Okay.
I think that it should be completely socially acceptable to see a furry and be like, this is the example. See a furry and be like, nah, man. Like, nah. Like, no thank you. That is not my shit. No thank you. That is not for me. It makes me a little uncomfortable to see it. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, it's not, like, I don't know. I've gone to a Comic-Con before, and there were some furries there. And they seemed very nice, but it's very weird to see people dressed in, like, mascot level, obviously high quality costumes. Like, I'm not saying that they're like,
I'm sure they're expensive.
They're incredibly expensive, and some people make them themselves, and they're very talented to make them. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It makes me a little uncomfortable just because I don't know. With some people, I know this is not the whole furry community, but there is a line of like, when does it become like a sex thing? Yeah. And that's another one of my hot takes, is that I think it is completely unacceptable to subject the public to your kinks without their consent.
Yes.
I think that is completely unacceptable. And so that's why the furry thing makes me a little uncomfortable, because I don't know where the line is. Like, I don't, like, people, because, like...
For me, it's like, you can go ahead and do that.
Yep.
As long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else or doing anything damage.
Yes.
It goes back to the don't yuck people's yums.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that, but...
I don't have to like it.
I don't. Yeah,
I don't have to.
It can be uncomfortable.
I don't need to celebrate it. You know, like
I still respect your decisions.
Yeah, I respect
I think that's completely fine.
You do you, boo. But I'm not gonna lie. If someone's like really trying to talk my ear off about being a furry, I don't really, that's not my thing.
When it comes to sexual things for me, I've had a friend in the past who was very blatantly like, we'll talk about sex life and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it made everybody uncomfortable. And it was normal. Like, it wasn't anything like crazy out there. It was just it was still just like, but nobody wanted to hear it. And she would still put it on other people like, oh, I did this, this, and this with my boyfriend. And it like literally people would turn around, like not just me and like other friends of ours, like people that like was just working with her. This was in like a professional setting. It's as a like a musical rehearsal. So it's still like semi-professional.
Yeah.
But they turn around and be like, I really don't want to hear about this. It's making me uncomfortable. She's like, I don't care. And would continue on.
Yeah, that's okay. So I have some takes about that too. I actually wrote down one of the things that I think we should normalize is talking about sex, but in the appropriate setting.
Yes, sex needs to be talked about more often.
Yes, it does. It needs to be sex. Sex is a thing that people do, and some people don't, and that's fine. But it is a thing that a lot of people do. Everyone knows about it.
It should be talked about more. Yeah, I think education about it needs to be really revamped.
Exactly.
I don't know what your schooling was like. I mean, we went to high school together, but I really never had sex education.
I know. I never really did.
An adult and never had it and still don't fully get it.
In 5th grade, I had the biological talk, but I think the way that it was weird because I had
that too.
Yeah, I came into high school. Yeah, I came into high school. Actually, it was a very informative biological talk, but like they didn't really talk about like sex in terms of like STDs or in terms of like
for us they
any
just
of the
were
pleasure.
Like sex happens and then you have a baby and this is how big babies get and you're in the stomach and
then they talk about the babies
and then I remember they told like girls and boys about periods and like all that sort of stuff. I remember one of my guy friends coming up to me, this is 5th grade, so I was like 10 or 11. He's like, I'm so sorry that you have to go through this. And I was like, oh. I was like, let's move past this.
That's so sweet,
but it was very sweet. Looking back now, I'm like, it's sweet. But in the moment, I was like a little 10 or 11-year-old. I was like, I don't really want to talk to you about my period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it's a little uncomfortable. And he and I was just like, yep, and never talked about it again.
I love it. That's so cute. That's so sweet
of him. It's very sweet. I have not talked to him in years, but he is a really good friend.
Yeah.
He's a chill dude.
Yeah.
He definitely doesn't listen to the podcast. Like I said, haven't talked to him in years.
Oh, yeah.
But cool dude.
Yeah. Some people this podcast might not be for them, and that is okay.
That's fine.
That is okay.
I'd love if you listen to us.
Yeah, I would love if you listen to it, but if it's not your thing,
it's not your thing. Cup of tea.
It's like we have a couple friends who I've talked to, and I tell them about this podcast, and they're like, I don't like podcasts. And I'm like, that's fine. You don't need to like podcasts.
I love podcasts.
I know, I love podcasts.
When people are like, I don't get podcasts. I'm like, but they're fun.
I know.
It's like, you get to work while listening to something.
Yeah, it's like background conversation that you actually want to listen to.
I love it. It's great.
But
sometimes
anyway.
I'm like sitting in the car and I'm like laughing along. I'm like,
yeah, I do the same thing.
Funny.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
There's this one podcast that I listen to. It's called Distractable. And it's these 3 YouTubers that I watch a lot of. And it's so freaking funny. It's so funny. Oh my god.
I've been listening to You Can Sit With Us.
Oh yeah, I love that one too.
And it's so good. And I like them a lot because they do talk and try to destigmatize a lot of like like talking about sex, talking about adult relationships. And I'm like, I really like that. I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So going back to like the whole talking about sex thing, I do think that we should desensitize. We should normalize talking about sex, but it needs to be in the right context. Yes. You can't I don't think it's acceptable to just, because again, it's about like what other people consent to. Like it's all about consent, right? It's all about consent. Consent is great. And
this is really this podcast episode's really just about consent.
Yes,
actually.
It's about consent. That's really what it is. Is like if the public cannot consent to you, like I've seen videos online of people like, have you seen those girls that act like dogs?
What?
But like in like a sexy way?
No.
It's like a kink.
What side of the internet are you on?
I watch these react channels and they react to like weird things.
Gotcha. And so the reaction to them.
Yeah, it's a reaction. And I watch it for the reactions, but it's hilarious. Anyway, and so there's this one girl that like, and I unfortunately came across one of her videos unfiltered on Reddit, and it was marked not safe for work, so I did this to myself. I don't think I had ever wanted to bleach my eyes so badly than in that moment. Because I was like, I was like, oh my god, this is the most disgusting thing. But, like, I couldn't be mad because I clicked on the video. Like, you know, it said not safe for work. I knew what I was getting myself into. That was on me for clicking on it.
I want to bleach my ears.
Yeah, no, it was
We might have
horrible.
to cut that. if I'm being honest. I think we actually might have to cut that.
Okay, we'll cut that. All right, so...
I'm troubled by that. I don't want our listeners, our 12 listeners, to... we'll get 12 listens this time, 0 listens the next time, because they'll be like, never mind.
Fair,
no one will hear this.
Okay, all right, I'll cut that part out.
Yeah.
Cut it. And
Em described it to me. We're going to cut it because I was in shock. If you see, like, I think I still am in shock, but if you see me just sitting, I'm just...
It was just...
It was weird.
It was gross. And so I was like, that's disgusting. And I hate myself for clicking on that video. And I'm sorry, Marina, that I subjected you to hearing about it.
I am shook. I'm defending you guys right now from having to hear this description.
She is. Marina's fighting
for the people. I was like,
people.
yeah, we're going to do this. I'm going to tell it. We can keep it in. I was like, you cannot keep that in. That is too graphic. No, it's too graphic,
it frankly was a little too graphic, yeah.
Even your, like, tame...
That was literally... I just described what happened.
She gave a very tame description. And it was too graphic.
It was disgusting. Anyway, and so it's burned into my retinas. I can't. God, I
haven't seen it, but now that you described it, I'm just like, I'm picturing how this would work, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
But yeah, but so this girl acts like a puppy as like a sex kink, and her boyfriend's into it. But then they go out to like public parks with like kids, and she's like, you know, they're in like public like. And she's acting like a dog, and you know it's just
there's a time and
there's
place
a
for
line.
everything.
There's a line, and I get that some people are exhibitionists. I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but my hot take is if you're an exhibitionist, just leave your windows open or something. Like just leave, like don't pull your shades down. You know, like because I feel like if you look into someone else's private home. What you see is what you see, because that's their private home, and they can do whatever the hell they want in there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking into someone else's window, whatever you see is what you see.
But when it's a public place,
but when it's a public place, like if you're like in a park,
with
like
kids.
like role playing basically in a park, I get a little bit of trouble with that. I have a little bit of trouble with that.
I think so. I mean, it's subjecting small children who don't understand,
and even adults too. Like
even adults, yeah. It's just a line that needs to be drawn. And like, we're not saying don't do these things. We're saying
I'm not kink shaming. I'm just
don't.
That video I came across was. I'll shame that one. That one was gross.
Yeah, you can do these things. Like I said before, as long as you're not hurting yourself or others.
Hurting them also meaning hurting their eyes.
Oh my gosh.
with stuff that they weren't expecting and can't look away from.
Yes,
you know, because like if you post it to the internet,
you can decide. People can decide.
People can decide what they search. People can just like obviously don't post like porn underneath Elmo or something like that. That's fucked up. So like but
oh gosh, that's a whole entire different can of worms.
Well, no, yeah.
But yeah, like, you do what you want, but just understand, like, it's not that people are being rude to you because they don't think they're trying to shame your shame is. It's because there are times when you have to understand, like, this is not.
Some people just aren't into that, and that's okay. It's okay if people aren't into what you're not into. Don't subject people to your kink when they can't run away and say no.
As long as they're not being rude about it.
Yeah.
But, like, they're saying, like, don't do this. They're saying, don't do this here.
Here. Yes. Please, don't do this here. Do it in the privacy of your home. If you want people to see it, just leave your windows open. I guarantee you people will look. There are creeps everywhere.
Yes.
Do that. Yeah. Just do that.
I think this episode has told us that there's just creeps everywhere.
There are creeps everywhere. Moral of the story, creeps everywhere. But I have another hot take that will take us away from the sexual realm.
Oh, please.
I'm sorry. It's a little bit exhausting. So yeah, that was my totally unacceptable. It should stay unacceptable. Do not broadcast your kinks in public, people. That is private shit. Like, there are places to go if you need people to watch things. Like, just don't. No.
I say make some money off of it.
Honestly.
Live stream it.
Yeah, amateur porn is a huge industry.
People watch it.
People do watch
it. And then you get money for it, too.
Yeah, honestly.
Get that side hustle.
Mm-hmm. Get it, people. Get it, you exhibitionists. Get it.
I feel like that's a pretty good. Then the people that want to see it,
You can make money from selling pictures of your feet online. Can you imagine how much money you can make, like, selling your sex tape? Look at what happened to Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You could be the next. You could be the next kid. Stop doing it for free in parks.
No! I thought you said you could be the next kid. Stop doing it for free in parks.
No, Kim, stop doing it for free in parks.
Yes, I agree. Do it online, because online is a whole different ballgame. There are filters.
I don't know if that was a bad take or not, but
I
I'm
agree.
here for make that money.
Yeah, I'm here for make that money. Okay.
Let's get away from this.
Let's go to a professional setting.
Oh my
I think we need to normalize talking about how much you earn.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot in our architecture department. We are all looking to get hired for the summer for an internship, and so a lot of us come up to each other and we're like, "Hey, how much are you asking these people to pay you for a summer internship? How much are you getting paid? What do you think is acceptable?" I think you need to talk about it. And that's just on a small scale of, like, friends talking to friends. But in a professional scale, I think...
Yeah, I think it's important. I think salary transparency is very important. Because,
I think so.
You know, the world is hopefully getting better about this. But there are some companies that just want to gouge you. And they will underpay you for doing two people's jobs and pay someone double because they know them. I have worked
for places like that. And it's not okay.
Yeah. No. I think we need to normalize talking about with your coworkers specifically. I just think that should be normal. Because I remember I brought that up to my parents one time, and they were like, "Oh, you don't do that. You don't do that." And I'm like, "Why? Like, why wouldn't you?" And they're like, "It's tacky." And I'm like, "Why? Because you're getting paid way more than the person who also works this, like, the same position job you do." Like, I think that's messed up.
I think you should talk about it. I think not talking about it is a previous generation's kind of stigma against it, but I think these newer generations, millennials...
These newer generations.
I'm trying not to
as
say
we're sitting here as Gen Z.
Yeah, I'm trying not to say older generations. I'm trying to, like, use
they are older,
yeah. But I think, like, millennials have started pushing towards, like, no, we talk about it a little bit more. And I think they've set a very good example for Gen Z.
Yeah,
and so hopefully that will go away. Hopefully
us Zillennials can do it. I believe in the Zillennials.
We're those awkward cusps.
Yeah, we're the awkward cusp babies.
We're the Cusp Kids.
Yeah, the Cusp Kids.
Yeah. 99.
98. Woo, you're the tiger.
I'm a little rabbit.
So cute. Chris is a rat.
Oh.
He's 96.
Oh, okay.
He's a rat. Yes. Yeah, normalize talking about your salaries, people.
Yeah. I think it's important.
Hold your bosses accountable.
We're really just giving some good tips today.
Yeah, hey, we need to talk about social acceptability.
How do we make more money? Is
yes,
actually what
give
we've
me
been
more
talking.
Money.
Literally, 3 of our tips from this podcast and the last episode have been, how do you make more money?
I mean, fair, yeah.
We're giving
sell your sex tape, dog sit, and talk about your salary.
I can't believe this is what I've said today.
All right, well, do you have any more hot takes?
I have a quick one.
Yeah, please.
And then we can do our game if you don't have any more.
Yeah, no, I think
my
I've covered
quick one is, this is something that I think we should throw out that I think should not be socially acceptable.
Okay.
And I think it's on the cusp of, like, being socially acceptable and not. Talking on the phone, like a phone call, on public transportation.
You think you shouldn't be able to
I don't
do that?
think it's okay.
Huh.
It makes me so angry because you're sitting there and then somebody's on their phone. Yeah, Stacy, can you believe what Mark said to me last week? And I'm like, I don't care. Let me just go home in peace. I have done it, but it was under, like, emergency circumstances.
Yeah.
But when I was living in DC and people would be on the phone chatting away, I was like, stop it. Because when you're having a conversation like this on the train, it's pretty regulated. It's okay. But people on the phone on the train feel like they have to speak up even louder so that the person can hear them. Mm-hmm. And so then everybody on the train car can hear you. Yeah. And I think it's so rude.
I haven't taken enough public transportation to weigh in.
I've taken years worth of
it.
So,
I mean, I feel personally like I would have earbuds on public transportation, so I feel like I wouldn't really notice it.
Even with earbuds.
I
listen to music almost exclusively or a podcast on the train, and you can still hear people talking.
I don't really care if it's like a business phone call. Like,
it's never a business phone call.
It's never a business phone call.
I remember.
I haven't experienced it.
I think my therapist called me because we had like a scheduling issue where she thought it was like an hour earlier than it actually was, and she called me on the train, and I pick up. I'm like, "Hi, yeah, Dr. No, I'm on the train right now," and she's like, "Do you want to call me back when you're done?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm like 3 stops away. I feel bad being on my phone." And she's like, "It's okay. We'll talk in a couple minutes.
That's
I'll
nice.
call you." And she's like, "Just call me back when you get off the train." And I was like, "Thank you."
Fair.
We did not dive into my social awkwardness of talking on the phone on the train. Maybe this is just me being uncomfortable.
I don't know. I wouldn't care.
I think
but
it's
like
rude.
I definitely, like, if I have a phone call at work, I take it outside.
Oh, yeah.
If it's in, like, a quiet office setting, hell no, I'm not taking that phone call. If it's not, like,
never.
a client or, like, another designer or something like that,
I always would take my phone calls outside. I'd also make phone calls outside.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like,
I had to call the doctor's office. I'd, like, step out of the office real fast.
There is, like, a
just, like, standing out there on hold, like, waiting. I'm just like, God, my boss is just seeing me stand out here silently on the phone. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, God.
There's a solid couple of days when I was working my last job that I'd leave because I'd be like, I'm sorry, I need to go talk to a different therapist's office to see who's going to take me. Because y'all make my life miserable. This was
This is your fault.
Literally. I was sitting there, it's like, yeah, I'm just really, really going through it. And they're like, are you at work? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, no.
This, to be clear, this is like a previous job.
Yeah.
Not currently. This was like a year or two ago.
Yes.
So I was just, but yeah, a stream of just calls. I was like, I need help. I'm at this job.
My job sucks.
Oh,
my job doesn't suck. I like my job. But yeah. All right. Well, you want to play a game?
Yes.
Woohoo.
So today's game is I'm going to read us a Am I the Asshole post from Reddit.
Ooh,
and
these.
We're going to decide if this person was an asshole.
I like it.
Because this one kind of falls into like, is it socially acceptable or not?
Yeah.
I read part of it just to make sure it fit.
Okay.
And I did see the overall
is there just
verdict.
one?
It is just one.
Okay, just one. Got it.
But I did see the overall verdict of what it came out to be. So I'll tell you after that, after we discuss. Mm-hmm. Am I the asshole for skipping my best friend's wedding just because, in air quotes? I'm 31 female, a hermit.
Okay.
I have exactly 2 friends, and I talk to them and my family mostly online, meeting them only every now and then. I don't have social anxiety or anything, but people drain me so much I can barely function by the end of the workday. Just extremely introverted, I guess. I don't do social gatherings, and people who meet me know this. Friend 1 got married last year. I showed up for the ceremony, dropped off my gift, and left before the reception even started. She thanked me for showing up at all. Mm-hmm. Barely an hour into the reception of my own brother's wedding, he told me I'm free to go home now. He's surprised I lasted this long. The issue. Friend 2 is getting married next year, and she's planning a destination wedding. I'd like to make this clear. There's just no universe in which I'm flying 6 hours, only to spend a full weekend socializing with people I don't even know. Mm-hmm. I told friend 2 I'd follow the ceremony online and give them my present after they returned. She got upset and is currently giving me the I'm not mad, I'm disappointed routine. She said she's upset because I'm prioritizing my own comfort over her feelings. I told her she's right, and that I'll always put my comfort level above other people's feelings, hence the number of friends I have. And that she knew this very well from the start. Does this make me a shitty friend? Probably yes. Was one of the first things I said to her, we can be friends, but don't expect me to go to your wedding? Also yes. I do care about her feelings, and I did not mean to hurt her, but I also feel like she set both of us up for failure with her expectations. Like, she doesn't know one of the reasons I don't do people is because I'm allergic to such expectations. On the other hand, I guess it's not unreasonable to expect your best friend to attend your wedding. So there's that. Am I the asshole?
Well, this person needs therapy.
Yes.
I empathize. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think they were the asshole until they started talking about, like, I'm allergic to these expectations. Like, that's like, come on now. They gave other examples, and, like, because it's a destination wedding, makes total sense to me that they'll follow the ceremony online and
also,
give
not
the gift.
Everybody can,
not everyone can do a destination wedding.
The tickets to go.
Not everyone can pay. And, like, especially because, like, this friend got married second and knew the behavior of this person at the first wedding, knowing that she showed up for the ceremony and then left, which, great. She was there what she could be, but yeah, does it make sense for this friend to buy a plane ticket or go and get lodging or wherever she needs to go to a 45-minute ceremony and then not
then have
hang
to be
out with people? Yeah, and then I mean, I guess you could make the argument that she could go off and do things by herself, but not everyone likes to do that. Not everyone likes to go on excursions.
And this person, she even said that her brother was like, you made it to an hour through my wedding. That's pretty good. Yeah. I'm okay with that. I
don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with her reaction to her friend's reaction.
I think
the way she described it just sounded like she's one of the things I told her when I first I'll be friends with you, but don't expect me to come to your wedding. That's...
Yeah, there's a couple of lines in there that I was like...
There's some red flags in there. That's why I said that she needed therapy. I didn't mean that as an insult. I meant it as
she's like, I'm not socially awkward. It's it sounds like
there is some social anxiety there.
I'm fairly introverted, but at times, I guess I'm a bit of both, depending.
Yeah, but I mean, I get being so drained.
Yes.
I get that. So
I've been drained for weeks sometimes.
Yeah, so theoretically she would go to this wedding, be so drained by all the people, and then go home and hang out or go by herself and hang out. I think that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's completely fine. It's just that I think she could have handled... Yeah, her language is a little yikes. Mm-hmm. A little yikes. I don't think she's the asshole for not going to the wedding. I think she's the asshole for saying things the way she did. I think,
my personal opinion is, everyone's the asshole.
Everyone's the asshole?
So I think she was the asshole for the way she handled the situation, and I think the friend was an asshole too for being you should be here for me, even though she knew, she did know. Even if we're taking away the language, she knew from 2 previous experiences with this girl. She didn't go to her brother's wedding for more than an hour, she didn't go to the other friend's wedding for more than
The only other thing that throws up the red flag for me is that this person's way of describing how her friend reacted was her friend was I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. But to me that's yeah, your friend's allowed to be disappointed that you're not coming to her wedding. I don't think her friend's an asshole for being disappointed that she's not coming.
I think they could have reached there's a very easy way to take care of this problem. The girl who's I'm introverted, I don't want to go, it makes me uncomfortable, should have said, I don't want to go, I still want to celebrate you, I'd love to take your future husband or wife out to dinner and you, and do a little celebration. A little mini thing. Yeah. Being I cannot handle crowds, but I want to be there for you. Yeah. And I think if I had a friend that was I cannot do this, it'll make me so uncomfortable, and they said, but I'd love to take you guys out for dinner, I'd be that's very kind. Thank you.
The only, again, I don't think the friend is the asshole just because we don't know the friend's perspective.
That is very true.
And so, because this person, just the language that they use, she's pulling the whole "I'm not mad, I'm disappointed" thing. It's your friend's allowed to be fucking disappointed that you're not going to her wedding. She's not mad at you. She's not the asshole.
I'd be disappointed. Yeah, if my friend was I understand the destination wedding. Not everybody's going to be able to make it.
Her friend was not pressure. It didn't sound like her friend was shaming her. It sounded
like she was disappointed.
Yeah.
This girl used some negative language towards her,
and so therefore it skews the audience perspective of this friend was being unreasonable when it doesn't sound like the friend was being unreasonable.
She wasn't you need to pay to go to my destination.
Exactly. It's no, she was I'm not
disappointed.
Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed though. I think that's fine. So I think that this person is an asshole for making us think that her friend is an asshole.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't think that she's an asshole for not wanting to go. Yeah. I don't think the friend's an asshole for being disappointed. And I think she's an asshole for making it seem like her friend is being unreasonable by being disappointed.
Yeah. There's a very easy mediator. What's the word?
Compromise?
Compromise, thank you. Yeah. There's a very easy compromise to this.
There's an easy compromise. And there's also, this person doesn't seem to have a lot of empathy.
Yeah.
This person... The way, just, again, I don't know this person,
it's your best
friend's
vibes, wedding.
Your best friend, you can't say, it just sounds like this person is a little selfish. It sounds like this person is all about them, and so they can't handle the idea that anyone couldn't be happy with them And therefore, if anyone's unhappy with them, they're the bad guy because I'm justified because I'm the protagonist. So it gives me yikes vibes, this person.
Yes, there are some issues. I think overall the situation...
I'm scared what Reddit has said, though. I feel like Reddit is like, your friend needs to understand.
No, actually, I believe everybody kind of agreed with us that...
Really?
I think how this got voted was that the original poster was the asshole. So some of them were saying... So somebody was like, choosing a destination wedding automatically means that you're going to have to accept that some people will not be attending solely because of that.
Yeah.
So that is justified.
Yes.
Somebody said the way this post is worded. This is. I think you said that. I think you typed this out.
Yeah.
The way this post is worded, it doesn't sound like you even have two friends. Just two people you decide to tolerate.
Yeah.
It sounds like they just tolerate rather than their friends.
Yeah. It doesn't. I didn't get like. It sounds like these two people that are in this person's life are very understanding, loving people.
It does.
The fact, like, the first friend was like, "Thank you for even showing up at all." Like,
yeah,
that's a lot of empathy to have for somebody who sounds like they don't really give you a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, and we don't know the nature of their relationship. We just know about these weddings.
Yeah,
but
I can only assume.
There's you're the asshole. I'm basically a hermit too, so I get it. But when you prioritize your personal comfort over a huge event in your friend's life, you're clearly communicating that what your priorities are. You can't expect that. You can't expect to not hurt people's feelings.
Yeah, I agree. And again, I'm not saying that she's an asshole for prioritizing her own needs. Oh,
somebody said you're not the asshole, but don't be surprised if they don't want to continue being friends with you. That's a fair.
Said what they said.
Yeah, there's quite a few not the asshole, and there's also quite a few like you're the asshole. So.
Seems a little divided. Yeah, I would say
this one bugs me. Wait, sorry.
Yeah,
you're the asshole. I'm introverted too, but I suck it up when it comes to somebody when somebody needs me to be there for them. Which
that
I also
person
agree.
Just sounds like they have a savior complex.
I agree with that. Like you should like if your friend needs you to be there.
Or martyr complex, I guess I should say.
Yes, yeah. If your friend needs you to be there, you need to be there. But everybody's introversion is different, and it sounds like this original poster does
intense introversion.
It has some intense,
which I think you could respect that. I have no problem with them being like, I'll come to the ceremony, but then I'm gonna leave.
Even I'm
the way that they worded
if they're worried about like because one of the things they brought up was I won't have anybody to talk to. I don't know anybody at this wedding. Well, ask if you can bring a +1. Maybe you bring the other friend that makes you comfortable. Yeah, so you at least have one person.
That's true. Yeah,
so
that is very true. There are ways to work, and it just sounds like this person doesn't really want to put in a lot of work,
which makes it sound like they're not a very good friend.
Yes, it does. But I don't know them. But it also my opinion is my opinion. My opinion is that they are the asshole, not because they can't handle a huge wedding, which I get. Sometimes crowds are not it, but it's how you're talking about your friend on the internet.
Yeah, your friend doesn't even know that you posted this.
Yeah, your friend, you're out here being like, my friend is pulling the whole. I'm not. Like, I'm just hung up on that line because I'm
not mad. I'm disappointed
because that makes her friend sound so bitchy when or he. I don't know if they gave the gender of their friend, but
I think
it just makes she. I assumed she, but I don't know the gender of their friend, but they made him sound she made him sound like they were being bitchy and guilt tripping, which there was no other indication other than that phrasing, right? Am I forgetting?
Friend 2 is a she.
Friend 2 is a she. Okay.
Both of the friends were girls.
But other than that line, they didn't give any indication that she was upset at all, right?
No, like we said, she said she's disappointed, not mad.
She's allowed to be disappointed.
It's her wedding and she wants her friend there.
Yeah. All right, well, conclusion is that person is the asshole just based on how they worded it alone.
Yeah.
They handled the situation poorly.
Nobody's the asshole.
Except they are.
Except they decided to make themselves the asshole.
They made themselves the asshole at the end. They had me until the last couple sentences. And then I was like, this person, man.
Yeah.
Hell no.
It's not a issue of introversion. It's an issue of you're just a bad friend, it sounds like.
Yeah. Sounds like we got some issues that need to work out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, another successful episode. We did it.
Good night,
Yay.
San Diego.
Good night, San Diego.
Oh
all right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. You can find us. I've been meaning to do this the last couple episodes.
We keep forgetting.
We keep forgetting to like plug our socials and shit like that.
It's very exciting.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. We have an Instagram, HTWHC Podcast. We have an email, htwhcpodcast@gmail.com. Send us your hot takes. We're going to turn it into an episode. I'll turn it to animation. God knows what we'll do with it. We'll figure out something to do. We're going to start posting more online. We're going to do some more like fun little bits. Chris had some idea for some fun little shorts that we can do for our Instagram and stuff.
That would be fun.
But
if we ever take a hiatus again, we'll try and let you guys know ahead of time.
Yes.
But expect, because I'm going out of town, that you might have a guest or somebody, or we might be recording
going out of town for the next 2 weekends, and we record 2 episodes in advance, so there's going to be one weekend that we'll have to figure out. One that we'll figure it out. I might just have Echo as a guest host.
Oh my gosh.
And we might just talk about dogs. I don't know what we'll do, but we'll figure it out.
You can also just release the Martian cut.
Yeah, release the Martian cut. Yeah, we can release the Martian cut. We'll figure it out. You
almost got that.
You almost got the Martian cut, and then Chris and W were like, nah, we got it.
They came in.
They came in a swinging.
Yes.
Or they might host me on their podcast.
Oh.
I say their podcast, this podcast, but like.
I think that'd actually be really hilarious.
That'd be hilarious if I guest starred on the Hot Takes with Beefcakes. That'd be hilarious. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work.
That would be so funny. I think you guys should do that, actually.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But
I feel so bad. I'm just like, I'm not here.
No, that's okay. It happens. It happens. There'll be a time where I have to go. Like when I move to Chicago, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We also got to figure out how to record remotely.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that
out. Zoom actually is pretty good.
Zoom.
Yeah, I recorded an interview and used it for my my school podcast.
Okay.
And it worked pretty good. But yes, we will figure that out. Yeah. At some point, I'll be recording on my own.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're each gonna have like our own microphone.
It's gonna be so weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, we're just gonna use my earbud microphone.
Honestly, that's what W did.
Yeah.
Worked fine.
It worked okay.
But yeah, so we'll see you next week, guys.
Yeah.
With more hot takes
from some very hot cakes.
Bye. Oh, you can see my bingo wings in that shot.
Oh, stop.